as you mentioned earlier, have lived to write this book and to tell this story in your own voice. There were those around you, though, who were not as fortunate.
That's correct.
How do you process, how do you feel about the death that came to those around you, although not you?
No, it was horrifying. And of course, there were attacks on two of my translators in Italy and Japan, and my Japanese translator, Professor Igarashi, was actually died. He was a college professor. He was killed at one night on campus near an elevator shaft, and it was clear from the investigation that this was not some random killing. This was a professional hit. These were paid assassins sent to do this. And my Norwegian publisher was shot in the back 3 times. Again, a professional hit. And he, by a miracle, survived. And so, yes, this was a very, I sometimes felt that because I wasn't killed, there was a public feeling that maybe nobody was trying to kill me and that this was being exaggerated and so on. But this was, this was a shooting war. There were people in real danger, people who were very badly hurt. And of course, I felt very responsible for that because I felt that in a way they were the softer targets, that they were being hit because it was easier to hit them than me. And I remember having this conversation with my Norwegian publisher, William Nygaard, after he recovered from his near-death experience. And I began to apologize to him. And he, in a rather wonderful way, he stopped me. And he said, look, you got nothing to apologize about. He said, I'm a publisher. I know exactly what I'm doing. I published your book. I'm proud to publish your book. The blame for this doesn't rest with you. It rests with the assassins. And then he said a kind of publishing thing. He said, by the way, I've just ordered a big reprint.
Yeah. So I assume the folk at Random House didn't know what they're getting into.
I don't think any of us knew what we were getting into because the thing, obviously books have been attacked before and writers have been persecuted before and so on. That's not new. What was new about this was the international dimension. The idea that the head of one state would point across the world to a citizen and citizens of another country who are living in their own country, having done nothing wrong in that country, and say, let's kill them. And by the way, if you don't do it, I'm going to send some death squads to do it. That hadn't happened before, and that was it was just a new thing in the world, and it took people a long time to know how to deal with it.